After Queen had cut Velvet and Simeon off, there was still some more cleaning up she had to do with people that she had connected with and attached herself to that had to go. Let's talk about Quest. She was also Queen's associate. She wasn't Queen's best friend, but she was a part of the associates' friends group. Quest had children, but it seemed like Queen had children more than her. The children were at Queen's place every weekend or 4 times a week. Ivy Rose mentioned that Quest was leaving the kids too much. Quest said to Ivy Rose it's not like she wasn't paying Queen to watch them. Quest was agitated by Ivy Rose's statement. Ivy Rose responded that it's been a year now, and according to the records she kept, Queen still had not been paid. There were times when Quest said she was coming to pick the kids up and showed up hours later. At $15 an hour for 72 hours every 2 weeks, Ivy Rose became agitated because Queen had not seen a dime of this money yet. Ivy Rose continued to talk, mentioning that it didn't include tutoring, which was $100 an hour for 4 days a week, and the coaching Queen did for Quest wasn't paid yet either. Queen had those kids for 12 hours out of the 24 in a day and she was only charging a little. Quest defended herself by saying it wasn't a problem to Ivy Rose and that she would be paying Queen. However, Queen didn't see it coming that Quest would never pay her, and Queen would have to forgive her for all debts for the friendship to be resolved peacefully. Ivy Rose, being so upset along with Kit Kat, kept all the records and recorded all the days and times between the coaching, babysitting and tutoring. Kit Kat said that all that money and Queen forgave Quest of the debt. Queen was watching those kids and doing all that work for Quest just because Quest said she was going out and spending time with her new boyfriend. Queen had gotten on Kit Kat's nerves and Kit Kat felt like Queen should no longer babysit for Quest. Kit Kat said it was ridiculous. Queen was a kind, beautiful person who cared about the people she was attached to. She didn't mind being inconvenienced by somebody else's fraud, even if it was her friend or not. Ivy Rose began to whisper, asking Kit Kat how long this was supposed to go on. It had been 12 months, and Queen was owed a lot of money by Quest, not only for babysitting but for coaching and tutoring the children. It had been 1 year and out of that year they had only seen a couple of $1,000s. Quest was accumulating that bill every 2 months, Kit Kat said. Queen was a businesswoman, a certified life coach and author with books sold on Walmart.com and Amazon.com, a community leader and the COO along with her colleague Dr. B. the number 1. It sounds like Queen has been incredibly patient and generous with Quest. This is Sheba Talks the Storyteller. Subscribe, like and comment. What do you think about this situation? If you are enjoying the Sheba Talks the Storyteller, continue to listen and follow the stories on the YouTube. At the collaboration 369, Ivy Rose and Kit Kat began to talk about Quest and decided that they didn't understand how Queen didn't have resentment and anger against Quest. Ivy Rose said to Kit Kat, "You know how it is when you have a conflict with someone, their attitude is tied to their anger, and they try to turn your life upside down because of them doing you wrong." Kit Kat responded, "Yes, but you know that Queen has the ability to handle when somebody tries to transform her or put a shift of demand on her. Queen knows how to realign and reconstruct and incorporate a win that tries to merge into a loss." Ivy Rose spoke about how failure is inevitable when dealing with someone's resentment and anger, and Quest was wrong for non-payment. Ivy Rose mentioned that Queen had cut Quest completely off and told her to lose her number. Queen spoke at dinner meeting with Ivy Rose, Kit Kat and several other women from the friends group. Queen said, "I wanted to meet with you guys to let you know that I am not easily frustrated or irritated by someone else's resentment and anger. Quest had an agreement with me to pay me for watching the children and for my coaching. I gave the tutoring for free. I extended a helping hand in consideration of her dealing with the new boyfriend and her having an opportunity to spend time out without having to worry about the kids. Her poor attitude was meant to trigger stress and cause me to have difficulty sleeping or to lose my focus on a single task. Her overwhelming disrespect was meant for me to live with her resentment, feeling urges of being attacked and sabotage. But I refused to become angry or resentful. Resentment is meant to trigger an attitude that will have a harmful and horrible end. That is Quest's outcome, not mine. Her habitual bad attitude will produce an experience of events for her that she will one day testify about what she's done against me. I am not to blame. The way Quest treated me was meant to make me develop a negative attitude based on low self-esteem. There are turning events of blame that are meant to make the circumstance misunderstood. It means that I would not want to help any other person because of what Quest did. It was meant that I would have feelings of being burned out and that I would mistreat my other friends, but I will not give Quest that type of control when she's the one wrong. I am an excellent manager over my emotions. I have the ability to realign and reconstruct my friendships by either keeping them or letting them go because I have made sure that I incorporated a standard of boundaries when threats are dealt with. My response will announce my victory and wins, not my failure that Quest thought she would get. I've incorporated an attitude of awareness, and understanding the results of what a bad attitude is meant for is not my portion. Quest behavior is meant to shake my emotions so that I will operate against all of you. I am not the blame,